Hi guys, Lag Dr. Clay Ballard here, and this week's winner is Derek Ernst. He's a first-time PGA Tour champion. He's a rookie this year and has only been in 9 starts, I believe they said, so that's pretty impressive. We're going to go over his release, which is a subject that I've been talking about a lot on the site, and I've got a lot of questions on lately on the site about whether or not it's consistent. So we're going to go over his release. We're also going to go over some really great players' release, such as Luke Donald, Tiger Woods, and a few others. So if you're struggling with lag, if you're casting from the top, if you're chicken winging in your release, you're not getting that distance that you would like, this will be a great video for you. We're really going to get in depth with what the release should look like and how that's going to allow you to get some speed. If you're joining us on YouTube, be sure to stick around to the end. I'm going to attach a free video at the end of this particular video, a free link to a video, or you can click in the description below to watch that free video to learn how to release just like these PGA Tour players. Okay, so before we get to the pro swing analysis, let's go over a player here that's been struggling with casting from the top of the swing and chicken winging through impact, and it's caused by two main things. So if you're losing lag, you're casting the club, or you're chicken winging through impact, there's a couple things that you could be doing in an effort for speed that are causing this to happen. So first, let's take a look at the downswing, or start of the downswing. So you can go to the top of his backswing here. Okay, so as soon as he starts down, in an effort to get speed from the hands and arms, he's going to be swinging these hands and arms very, very quickly from the top. So the casting motion comes from the right hand trying to hit from the top of the swing in an effort to get club head speed. So it's an effort to hit the ball with some good distance that actually causes the casting motion. So you can see as soon as he starts down here, he's losing a little bit of that angle, and as we get to a position where we would check lag, you can see as his hands in front, left hand's in front of his right thigh, now you can see that this club head, or this club shaft, is too far down. It should be back here almost basically parallel with the ground at this point. Now, as he continues through impact, you go a few frames farther ahead here, you can see that this right arm is continuing to dominate the swing, and it's basically pushing the left arm out of the way. So the two things that cause a chicken wing and a casting motion and a poor release of the golf club is, one, from the top of the swing, the right arm trying to hit very hard in an effort to get club head speed, and two, coming through impact, trying to really accelerate these hands through and to keep these arms moving through really, really fast through impact in an effort to get club head speed. And that's what he's done again here with his right hand, trying to really accelerate that through impact and get a lot of club head speed. Now I'm going to go over the correct way, and it's actually a little bit different than you would think. The hands will actually be decelerating through impact to let the club head accelerate. Okay, so now we have this week's PGA Tour winner, Derek Ernst, and let's look at his swing and, more importantly, his release, and let's see how he does it a little bit different than the player we saw before. So as he starts his downswing, you're going to notice that he's actually picking up a little bit of lag. So if you look at the angle between his right forearm and the club shaft, and as we start going into the downswing, you'll see that this angle is actually increasing. It's actually getting closer at this point. If anything, it's gone more acute. And then as he goes farther down in the swing, the same point that we checked with the other player, doesn't have quite as much lag as we would see with a lot of PGA Tour players. Still not too bad altogether, but not quite as much as we'd like to see ideally. We can see that it's almost parallel to the ground though, so still pretty good. But the main key that I want to focus in on, and what you'll see him do and a lot of really, really great players do, is extend the club and release the club properly. So you can see that he's actually slowing these hands and arms down. So you watch the speed of the hands and arms, and you'll actually see through impact they're slowing down a bit to let that club release past his hands. And then as he goes farther into the release, now we're going to see this position that we're going to see with all great players. All really good players are going to have both of these hands and arms extended. They're going to be really overlapping in some of the players to get a little bit extra speed, just as he's doing here, just as I mentioned Tiger doing in comparison with Graham McDowell a couple weeks ago. We're seeing this really good release position. Now this happens instead of trying to accelerate the hands as quickly as you can through impact, you're going to feel a throwing motion, just like if you were throwing a ball. So imagine for a second you're throwing a baseball. When you let go of that baseball, do you feel like your hand is accelerating or decelerating? It would actually be decelerating. You've reached the end of your release, your hand is actually slowing down, and that lets the ball release. That's the same feeling you're going to have here. So you should be feeling as though you're throwing this club at the ball at impact, like you're letting go of this club. So let's go ahead and look at it from down the line. Same motion here. Really good golf swing Derek Ernst has. And as he comes through impact and releases this club, now look at that same position. Both arms straight. Same thing from down the line here. We'll go to the exact same spot. I want to make sure that you can see the club still as we're doing this. This is the same position in the swing. Both arms straight. This club is fully extended out in front of him, and he would almost feel like he's letting go of the golf club at this point. Now, I have gotten a lot of questions on this in the last few weeks about, is this consistent? So you'll notice as he's coming through impact, watch how much his forearms are rolling over as he's coming through. That's a lot of rotation in the club head. You can see the club head's already shutting here. Is this consistent? So I figured I would take a look at some of the best players in the world and compare them and show how this is consistent. This is just a normal, natural release motion that you're going to have in almost all sports. And if you let the momentum of the club release the club head itself, it's going to be very consistent. If you try to control the release by accelerating the club as hard as you can with your hands and arms through impact, it's going to be inconsistent because you're going to have to control that with your hands. So let's take a look at some of the best players in the entire world, see how they release the golf club. Okay, so even though I don't promote how each of these players swing in particular, I don't love every single swing I want to show you, I will show you the release, and they're doing a lot of really good things that you have to do to play great golf. Now, one of the most consistent players in the world is Luke Donald. He's known for his consistency, and I want you to notice, for those of you that have been struggling with the idea that this is inconsistent to let the arms release, watch his forearms here as he's coming through impact. Watch how much these roll over through impact. Look at that. He probably releases the club as aggressively as anyone. So if you look at just past impact, his club is fully released. He has rolled his forearms are actually touching here, and he's got that nice extended position. So both his left arm and his right arm are straight. That comes from feeling like you're going to roll those forearms over and as though you're throwing that club down at the ball, and it's extending out to the target line. So that's a very good release position there, very aggressively release position from one of the most consistent players in the world. Now let's look at Rory McIlroy. Gets a little open with the shoulders. I don't really like that. He has a tendency to get stuck when he does that. But let's watch his release position here. So as he comes on through, you're going to notice the same thing. His arms are fully released. You can almost see, just from this picture, it almost looks like that club's going to fly out of his hands and fly down the fairway. Something you'll see in all golfers. Let's take a look at a couple more. Okay, so now let's take a look at two of the best swings on tour, Adam Scott and Tiger Woods. Let's take a look at Adam first here. You're going to notice that great impact position there. As he's extending through, look how loose his right hand is. His right hand and right arm just look very, very relaxed. He's letting that club go, both arms dead straight as he's releasing this club and getting a lot of club head speed. Adam hits it pretty far for a guy that's not really, really big and strong, but definitely gets some really good club head speed. He's got some good distance, really has a great extension of the club and a really loose right hand as he's coming through impact. I really like that position of his release here. A little far back with the body, but we're not going to get into the details of that. We're just worrying about how the hands and arms are working through the release. Somebody that was very tight, as we saw in the amateur player before, this right arm is going to be overpowering, this right wrist is going to be extremely tight, and it's going to be pushing this left arm out of the way. It's not going to be letting that club release towards the ball and then fly out in front of their body. Same thing with Tiger Woods here. Let's watch him through impact. You're going to see the exact same thing. Really good extension through the ball. So both arms really, really straight here. You can see both arms fully extended, letting that club go, getting a lot of speed out of that. So to answer the question, yes, extending the arms, letting those forearms roll on over. You can see Tiger has very little space between his forearms. Adam Scott has very little space. All these players have rolled their forearms, have let the club release. It's extremely consistent, but the tough thing about this, and one of the hardest things for people to do, is to let it happen without trying to force it, to give up that much control. It's a little bit scary to do in a golf swing because you feel as though you may not have control of the golf club. So sometimes you need to give up control to gain control. It's cliche, I know, everybody said it, but it's true. It really does work that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach a link over here on the right side of your screen. If you want to click on this box right over here, if you're joining us on YouTube, you can watch the 5 minutes to the perfect release video, which will walk you through step by step exactly how to release the club properly. Now anybody can understand, okay, I know what I need to do. We need a process that's going to take you from beginning to end and show you how to do that. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this video. So click right here on this video. It's a 5-step process that's going to lead you starting with just the left arm so that you're more passive with the right arm, and then lead you through a process that shows you how to get into great positions, just like you saw Luke Donald, Adam Scott, Tiger Woods, and many more professional golfers get into. It's one of the keys to their success. If you want to hit the ball far, you want to hit it straight, and you want to do it with very little effort, this is the only way to get that kind of club head speed. So I look forward to seeing you guys much more on the website. Good luck with your golf game. Now it's time to take action. Don't let another year pass and still be frustrated with your golf game. This is your year to beat all of your friends. Go to the description below and click the link to sign up for your free membership. It will never cost you a dime, and you'll receive over 2.5 hours of detailed, eye-opening video lessons. Plus, you will be able to see the remainder of this video, only available if you click the link on this particular video. Be the first of your friends to join our 40,000 plus free members. We look forward to having you on our team.